Hi, it's me again with Corel Doll Tips and Tricks, and somebody was needing some help. I'm just checking. I just traced the two bitmaps of a wolf howling and a tree, but I needed some other. They want to make a landscape with a wolf howling at the moon, and I picked a couple of different scenarios and trees, and they look pretty good. I could use probably any of these. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a duplicate of this, and whenever you do that, and you can see the bounding box. This is the clip art. I'm just going to take a couple of these trees. Uh, Make sure it's selected when you go to crop it, because if you don't have it selected when you crop it, everything else on your page will disappear. And then I'm going to go take that image and go trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art, and they came out pretty good. And move that over there and go up to object and order, or back to group and ungroup, and get rid of these little bitty tops of the other trees that I left. Then I'm just going to kind of scale the wolf down, and I could do a lot. You could do almost a lot. I'm not an artist, but I'm going to, because we have a black background on this moon, I'm going to draw a cliff and play with it. Don't worry about that, and take the shape tool and add. Well, let's tell you what. Let's turn that into a curve, and then I can take the shape tool and add nodes and make my cliff a little ruggeded. Um, and you can find out pretty fast if you've got any artistic ability, which I don't. But we could make some sort of clip, and it's going to kind of blend in. The person's going to print a shirt, and then maybe I'd get the smoothing tool and smooth out the clip just a little bit. I used a smoothing tool that was way too big, so it did a little more damage than I would have wanted. I could maybe take these two nodes and bring them back in, and let's get the smoothing tool back out, but let's make it like 5 inches. Not 255, 5, and smooth it out a little bit. Maybe even put another rock back here. Because it's all black, I think it's just going to blend into the background of the moon. And see, we can make that rock like that and take the Smart Fill tool and go and fill it in with black. And you gotta, and if you have any artistic ability, I didn't leave much room for my wolf now, but if we look and we put the wolf right on top of the rock, the person that's doing this is gonna print a t-shirt. And I just realized I've got a little white speck in the wolf's feet that I did not take out, which I want to. So I'm going to take my yellow box trick, yellow background, so I can see it more readily. And I've got a little white speck right there, so I can take the wolf and outline or group and ungroup it, and then just take the wolf out, and that little white speck will let it stay. And then I can put my wolf back where he was. And then you could add some, trees, and because they're black, I don't know that I'd add any more trees. Um, I said, I had a bunch of trees. Um, this is a lot easier than I would have thought. Maybe, matter of fact, you could put maybe a tree up in there. I just realized I've got something right there. So if we look at it, I need to go to object, group, and ungroup, and take all the black and see that white. Just, you're almost doing this. Now, you don't have to have the whole tree in there. We could, what we could do is we could do this right here. Let's say we don't want the whole tree. Let's make the tree an outline. We can take this box, holding down the shift key, and select the rectangle tool twice. And matter of fact, so you can kind of see it happen, let's nudge it like 5 inches and see if we can't grab that box. Then we could put, don't move it, nudge it. Let's put this tree here and let's fill it in with black. And now we can nudge that over and it'll fit right perfectly. We could have used more of a tree. Let's back up here. Let's use a little bit more of the tree than that. That's one thing I always have loved about Corel, is that you can make mistakes and just keep backing up. And see that, especially if they're doing a t-shirt and they want, I don't know if they're printing this on a black t-shirt, got a line there, oh, that's the box. That would be a pretty cool t-shirt. You're using a real photograph in the moon, and you know, you could still, you know, add trees, take trees away, just depending on, you know, how you wanted your graphic. I would never have the trees the same height, but because you're working in right there, we got a little bit of a nibble of a tree, so you wouldn't want that. I almost want one of these shirts. We got a, well, that's the moon shining through the tree, so that's pretty cool within itself. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit, and thank you for watching.